Hello and welcome to my first and the beginning of the first vlog of my photography. I'm gonna just do little videos about my photography, just talking about general things about my photography, and if you have any comment, anything you guys wanna know more, feel free to first subscribe, like, comment, and share to others. So my first vlog that I'm gonna do is just practically talk about my previous work with other people, and we'll just go from there. So this picture that you're seeing right now I actually took while I was still in college, and it was one of those fun things to do, just because, like, if you ever done a photo shoot with certain areas in your life, but taking a photography class in college is great, but then it's kind of pointless because they don't teach you everything. However, I remember going to one of those meetups near downtown Tempe. It was great at first, but you have to be careful who and what kind of person you interact with, because some people can be very ungrateful to a certain extension. I remember having to meet a person that he really was into photography, and he bought a lot of great equipment. Like this equipment that they used here, and this was somewhat similar to say what I was able to use during this photo shoot, because the teacher, he actually brought in some lights that you can actually kind of, or in some way, you know, like bring in that warm and control the temperature and brightness of the light. The backdrop of this is white, and the model, well, it's one of those theater kids. They're into theater, and well, this is one of the portraits I was able to take from this person. You can sometimes tell a little bit from the person's, you know, face expression that they either, like, kind of telling you by their expression, like, take the picture, or like, I'm a little bit uncomfortable having all these people take a picture of me, or they're just a little bit like mad of whatever it is that's happening in their lives. It's crazy to know that, but you can tell sometimes their hands, or looking at their hands, like say their face gestures. Sometimes the body language itself says a lot too. When you take a picture of someone, you typically get to know where you stand, and so that being said, you know, like, you really get to learn where one goes about. Like this expression right here, hopefully you can see it in the video right there. Yeah, so you can see it right there, that expression right there. You can kind of tell a little bit, like, that person kind of is relaxed in some way, and so, you know, it's better to have somebody relax because that's what you want. and that's what you need to have somebody relax, somebody to be very just in the zone. If you have somebody that just kind of is posing, but you know that they don't want to be there, I won't force it. There are those who have like a spunky point of view, like this person right here. Just knowing like these things can really help a lot. I myself, I'm still learning, because as a photographer, you're doing your best to kind of have that person relaxed. Even professional photographers, from time to time, they do come across having to have a person relax and pose naturally. Professional models, you don't really need to tell them anything other than just where to stand and pose. Other person that's not into model, or beginning or semi, there's a difference when it comes to knowing how they work, because you really do have to look at the previous work just to make sure that what they're doing is fine. In this case, this is a good example of showing you guys and showing myself too, like there's a lot to learn, because these students, they don't know much about posing. If you ever come across something about posing, you can always look at Pinterest, and Pinterest itself alone can help you a lot. Just mostly ideas of posing. And if you ever come across somebody that really gets to you in a way that that can practically like make you look at what you're doing. Mainly what I want to say is, if you actually get someone that you trust to help you with your posing, I believe you will learn a lot about what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Because more often than not, when you're doing something, you either can tell right away what you're doing wrong when it comes to posing someone, and the other is that you are seeing what you're supposed to be seeing that's wrong. And so it's a learning curve, I would say. It really is a learning curve, and everything that one does, it's learning. And so you just have to go about seeing what you did wrong. Because if you have a person like this, like I said, spunky, somebody that's really just like into wanting to take a picture, wanting to like, oh, I'm just comfortable, whatever, I'm used to just being in front of the camera, I don't really know how to pose well or whatever, but I'll do my best. More often than not, those are great people to work with, but sometimes you have to like not go too much into working with them, because you sometimes don't really not know where these can be led into, and so it's just very interesting about that itself. But we've been working with somebody like this who kind of shows a little bit of rebellish, somebody that like, I don't give a fuzzy thing about like having to be around others, then go ahead, because you're more likely to get like rough pictures and rough edges with this person. This other person, you just get like spunky. Now, when it comes to what equipment to use, you know, you have your backdrop, you have your white backdrop. Both of these can work. I would say the outfit, sometimes you really do have to think about the outfit itself, because like this is a little bit too dark, even though I should be editing it to look better. But if you put this into white, it wouldn't change too much unless you somehow screw this up. Then go with this with the black backdrop. It just all depends. So that's it for today. Please subscribe, comment, like video, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you.